And yes! Wow. He held on to the bag, and the Red Sox turn a nifty double play. I'm not sure how.
Play of the year right here.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the 1, 2, 3 Double Play Podcast. I'm your host, Jake, with my beautiful co-host, Eric, here.
Hello. What's up, guys?
And, it's been about 2 weeks since we've seen you, but baseball's back in full swing.
Sure is. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about, like a lot. And I'm super excited. Opening day was 2 days ago, so we're on day 3. Rangers game just started. We got it on in the background if you hear us mention anything. But I think we're probably going to start off with the biggest news, and it's a bit old, but things are coming out every single day on the Otani drama.
Drama? Ugh.
Man, I'll preface it with something I've told you and my parents first.
Okay.
And then we can really deep dive. Now, I genuinely believe he has to be involved some way. It's just so crazy. But I just think it's insane that he would do anything because, like I told you and like I told my parents, I don't think there's ever been an athlete that's been so universally beloved and this good and this rich. Like, all three of those things. Like, he is so loved by everyone. I can't think of another player this good that's been loved by everyone. There's always controversy.
Yeah, exactly.
Always haters. And he just didn't have any. And he's also, like, the richest player in baseball. It just doesn't make sense in my head.
I wish that... So, if Otani's not involved, which, all of this is alleged, so please don't sue us. If all of this that comes out is true, it makes no sense to me. Like, $4.5 million, I want to be so rich that $4.5 million just randomly missing out of my bank account doesn't alarm me. Yeah. Or raise red flags, or get my bank to go, hey, what is this?
And, like, it's funny because this kind of relates. I was watching a podcast with Mark Cuban the other day.
Go.
Multi-billionaire. And someone asked him, they were like, could I just have, and this was a joke, but it was kind of theoretical because, everybody thinks of billionaires this way. They were like, could I just have $5 million? It wouldn't affect you. You wouldn't notice it. You wouldn't care. And he was like, actually, yes, I would. Like, I would notice that amount of money, even though I have this much money, if it went missing. Yeah. And this was probably a few months ago. He went on someone's podcast. And, like, there's just no way. There's no way. Because he doesn't have even $1 billion yet, I don't think. Otani. No, he doesn't.
No, because, like, his contract's still only worth, I think it was, 10 years, 11 years, 500 and something mil. Mm-hmm. That's crazy that Cuban said he'd noticed $5 million just missing.
And he said it would actually genuinely affect him. And I was like, okay, I mean, I kind of believe him. I don't know.
I mean, I wonder if that was, like, from a business account, would it affect him? Or if it's just from, like, a personal standpoint. I don't know. But I want to be so rich that $4.5 million just disappearing from my bank account doesn't bother me.
Same.
Now, I don't know if it's the interpreter was making the bets for him. If the interpreter was so deep in that he thought he could, he's safe on that. Ooh. If he thought that he could help his man get out of the gambling debts, mm-hmm. or if this man just genuinely stole money from his account. Mm-hmm. But, like, my thought process behind the whole ordeal is, why does your interpreter have unimpeded access to your bank account? Yeah. Whether or not it was, I mean, I can't steal money from your bank account knowing nothing. Like,
I mean, people have, because technically he was an employee of Otani's, and employees just don't have their boss's bank
account. I wish I had my company's bank account. Like, if I had access to it, I wonder if they would notice $4.5 million just randomly missing from it. But that's not going to happen.
Also, like, we sit here and we want to believe him and we want him to be innocent. And the thing is, there will always be a stain on his name because even if they investigate him, I don't believe that the league would out him if they found the wrong thing.
He's the face of baseball, and as terrible as that sounds, like, you're not gonna ruin your poster boy.
No, no.
That would be like the NFL, suspending the best quarterback in the league for 4 games for maybe deflating footballs, or basketball, like,
But like, even then, the thing is, like, that was something new, right? And he only got 4 games for maybe cheating a little bit. But I mean, they have had gamblers before, and if they don't do the same thing to Otani that they did to that person,
Pete Rose,
then it's outrage. It's outrage.
Especially if he's found guilty. Mm-hmm. If he's not banned from baseball, I don't.
That's why they can never out him, and because I don't trust them, I can never like him as much as I did.
And it's disappointing because I like Otani. I think Otani is a great pitcher. I think Otani is a great hitter. I mean, the nickname the unicorn. I mean, it's crazy that there's a unicorn in every single sport, but
wait, who's the football one?
Nah, I don't. Patrick Mahomes, probably.
Yeah, probably somehow.
But I hate it because, like you said, he's so universally loved, and he's great for the sport because none of the other Japanese athletes that have transcended into the MLB have done what Otani's done.
Yeah.
Or will, at this point, will do what Otani's doing. I mean, you've got Yoshida up here, like, he's solid.
Yeah, Suzuki,
you've got Yamamoto. I mean, there's a slew of Japanese talent. Mm-hmm. But if you add them all together, combine them, and mix them, they're still not as good as Otani.
Probably not.
I mean, Otani opened up the Japanese market more so than I believe any other Japanese player in history has.
I agree.
I could be wrong. I know Hideo Nomo gets a lot of love for kind of opening that door, but I think Shohei Otani kicked it wide open.
And I guess another thing is, like, we can make excuses for him and believe he didn't do this, but all of these little things just kind of point to him.
Yeah, I mean, it just... My only issue... Like, he can be completely innocent. They can go to court. They can find out he's completely innocent. This, that, and the other. My issue with it is, why does somebody else have access to your bank account?
And also, like, and this is a bit of a different road to go down, but it also confuses me because between his contract now, his old contracts... his endorsements, brand deals, whatever. He will be a billionaire one day, and he is a multi-hundred millionaire already. Yep. So even if you flipped that $5 million into $50 million, he doesn't need that.
What does it do? Yeah.
And his interpreter didn't need that because they were best friends. He had to be rich too.
That 5.4 million or 4.5, my bad, my dyslexia kicked in right there. The $4.5 million that he may or may not have allegedly gambled with, I'm using a lot of non-discriminatory terms here because I don't want us to get sued, may or may not have used, was like $20 to us.
I know,
like that's what I think that's what irritates me the most, is it's like it wasn't even a chunk of change to him. I mean, like you said, even if you flip it for 50 mil, that's still like...
And they split it. It's 25 for Otani, 25 for the interpreter.
That's half of a year's paycheck for him.
Exactly. Like I don't know. And we can go in circles. We won't know more until later. We may never know more, but we'll, of course, keep up with this story as we go.
It's been 2 weeks, and it's already kind of died.
It has. They're going to try their best to sweep it under the rug.
I think it's over. Whether or not he did or didn't do it, it sucks that it sucks that there's a scandal. It seems like there's a scandal pretty much every other week in baseball at this point.
Yeah, it does.
Well, not week, but you had the Bauer scandal 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. Last year was Wander. Now it's, did Otani bet on the game?
It was the Astros for 2 years.
Astros before that. Wait, was that a trash can I heard?
But, speaking of the Dodgers, I guess, in a way, indirectly, we can start to dive into the beginning of baseball, starting with, we'll touch on the Korea series. It wasn't crazy, but there was one storyline that I would like to touch on.
You mean the MVP? Being the MVP?
I was talking about Yamamoto.
Oh. I don't even care about Yamamoto. I was looking at those batting stats, boy.
No, them three went crazy. Even game 1, we were like, yep, there we go.
Mookie hitting the first home run of the season. It's crazy. Mookie hits the first home run of the season, and it's in Korea, and then Trout hits the first American soil home run. So I feel
Nobody's surprised. Trout
No.
and Mookie, like, okay.
like I was watching the game at work, and just all of a sudden Trout comes up to bat, and I'm like, yeah, after that impassioned speech that he gave about opening day and what it means to him and how much
saw
he
that.
loves it, I was like, it's gone. And like he swung, and it was gone. Kind of like that Dansby Swanson home run.
Dang it, man.
So yeah, Yamamoto got ate alive, man.
All the batters look good. Yamamoto, no. And, like, I'm not even concerned. I'm not concerned about any predictions I made with him. Not only was it first game of the year, it was first game of the year with a rookie in a new league. I'm not
concerned about whether or not the talent for him is there, because it 100% is. His pitches were hittable.
Were they?
They were so hittable.
But that could all be in his head stuff.
I mean, it's just like a rookie pitcher coming up. He missed spots really bad.
But how long does it take to get over that? I think that's the big question.
Maybe the shellacking that he got was what it took. 5 runs in 1 inning.
But it also could have made him spiral deeper, and maybe he's...
It just depends on his, mental fortitude on that. Like,
we'll see him in a few days.
Does he learn? Yeah, I think he's probably on the mound Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Depending. And yeah, like that was crazy. I was not expecting Yamamoto to get eaten alive.
It's not even that surprising to me. Like I said, with the rookie in the new league, it's not crazy, but I do expect him to bring it back. And if he's still doing this come All-Star break, I will be surprised.
I think it's also, I don't know if you saw the first game was kind of leaning towards the Padres until that ball went straight through Cronenworth's web in his glove and just exploded his glove.
I hate that.
And when that happened, I said, "Yep, here it comes." And then Mookie drives in runs, Shohei drives in runs, Freddie drives in runs, and I'm like, "Yep."
Well, I didn't see. I saw the recap. I was not waking up at 6 a.m.
You know what, though? I woke up at 6 a.m. to watch the games.
Did you?
I
Both
did.
of them?
No
way.
Just because I wanted to see Mookie being Mookie.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's crazy. All of last year, I went to sleep watching Dodgers games because they were West Coast games 9 times out of 10.
You woke up to
I
a
fell
Dodgers
asleep
game.
to Mookie, and then I woke up to Mookie to start the season. So it all comes full circle.
After the Korea games, how long before the regular season was that? Was it 4 or 5 days?
About a week.
Was it a week?
It was close to a week because
Okay.
I believe the Korean series was Wednesday and Thursday, and opening day was 2 days ago at this point. So that was Thursday. So yeah, about a week.
Okay, wait. Now I have a question. Who was the opener for the Padres? You, Darvish, right?
You opened, and then Musgrove was game 2.
And then when the Padres played on opening day,
You.
it was you again?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because he had his 5 days.
But they didn't do that with Yamamoto. Okay.
Which kind of is a little interesting if you think
That
about it.
is interesting.
So yeah, I mean, we're 2 games into the season. Spring training wrapped up. I think we ended up with the best record in spring training,
Yeah, you did.
which is insane to me.
They went year by year on ESPN, each team with the best record in spring training and how they did that year. And honestly, baseball spring training, based on those charts, I think they went over the last 10 years. It seems like it translates better than it does in football. I mean, a lot of the spring training champs went on to do pretty well that year.
So, and we'll deep dive into it in a little bit later when we talk about how our teams have fared so far. I'm starting to come around on our rotation a little bit and our pitching.
Really?
Yeah, we'll touch on it in a little bit, but yeah. So I really kind of like it more than I thought I would, even though it's so young.
All over the place, too. I mean, I knew you were high on Bayo, and I knew everybody else was a question mark in your head.
Whitlock and Houck were never question marks. It's just a matter of can Whitlock and Houck stay healthy, and even if they can stay healthy, what's their pitch count look like this year? Because one year they're a starter, one year they're a reliever, one year they're mixed, one year they're hurt. Like, it's just been insane. Pivetta Pavetta's going to give you innings. Whether or not Pavetta gives you good innings, we'll see.
Kind of question marks.
Yeah, like he did great last night, but it's game 2. And then Cutter Crawford had a great year last year, but again, he's 23, 24.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
You never know with the young guys. You never know with the old guys. You just never know.
You just never know in baseball.
No, you don't.
It's when the yips come in baseball, the yips come. It's not like football where, you randomly get a catch and you're back on track. You
don't have a week between games. I mean, you got to get it together and fast.
Or you're back down in AAA. But yeah, so season starts. I think the first game of the year was quote unquote, was Baltimore and the Angels, and Baltimore Baltimore has walked their dog.
I'm excited
with
to
LA.
hop into opening day. I mean, there's so
Let's
many.
hop on into
well,
it.
I mean, you mentioned Baltimore.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the guy who's not in Baltimore.
Jackson Holiday.
Yeah.
My rookie of the year.
He's hitting homers somewhere else.
Yeah, he cranked a bomb on the first at bat of the not spring training of the AAA season.
He did.
And it was kind of a middle finger to Baltimore, in my opinion.
You think so?
I hate it because I know exactly what they're doing. They said that he hasn't had enough time against upper level left-handed pitching, but he hit 286 against left-handed pitching last year in the minors to 311 against righties. So I mean that's apples to apples. I mean it's like right there.
The other thing is you're not relying on this guy to be good. You won 101 without him. If he sucks, you will be fine.
Yeah.
Let him get used to the majors.
And I mean I get what they're doing. They're manipulating his time so that they can get that extra year on his contract, which if he wins the Rookie of the Year this year, I mean, he loses it anyway. So, I mean, why risk it?
Yeah.
I think it's stupid. I don't like Jorge Mateo. I don't
really.
I don't think his. And this is just me talking because I want Jackson Holiday on my fantasy team.
Yeah, I know.
I don't like Mateo's defense. I don't like Mateo's bat.
Base.
I just don't like Mateo.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's crazy to me that Holiday did not make the squad.
It's crazy.
But talking about people that did make the squad, we had some question marks going into opening day whether or not where Langford would play. Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned I believed he would probably start at DH.
Yeah, that made sense.
And he did.
He did.
But they did speak on opening day that they will try and fit Carter in the out, or not Carter.
He's going to make his way
into the outfield.
He's definitely, that was a nice way of saying he's going to be there eventually.
Yeah. Like we'll start you out here. We know that you're going to be impactful for us, but let's work you into the major leagues in the outfield.
I like that too.
Yeah.
And he had a good
opening day.
He had a good opening day. I think he had 1 hit, 1 RBI, and a walk. I mean, not some homer on his first pitch opening day, but
he didn't
that's
hit the
a good
first
opening
pitch out
day.
of the park.
He was a contributor. That was good.
He didn't go 4 for 4 with 4 grand slams. He did good.
He did great. He did,
It's always curious how rookies are going to do their first year in baseball. Rafaela came up. He has also made the opening day roster as a center fielder, like I knew he would.
Called it.
We moved Duran to left. We've got Tyler O'Neill in right. And
how'd he do?
Yoshida.
What'd he bat?
1 for 4 with a run and an RBI. I mean...
Oh, wait. I mean, almost the exact same thing. I mean,
solid.
Oh, also, I don't know if you're watching, but Langford didn't swing at his first, 9 pitches.
Yeah.
His first at-bat got to a full count. He did not swing.
He stared at it.
Yeah.
He just stared at it.
He almost walked. I mean, they got him on a full count. Second at-bat, he didn't swing until it was 2-0.
2-0, yeah. No, I watched your game until it came around time for us to play, and then I had to pop us on opening day because whether or not the expectations in Boston right now are good or bad, it's opening day. You have to watch opening day.
But I mean, y'all aren't some bottom 5 awful team. There's hope, I think, for you guys. Now that division's tough.
We'll see.
But I'm thankful y'all split with the Mariners. Thank you.
We still got one more tonight. Hopefully we take the series.
I hope you do.
We got Crawford on the mound against I think it's going to be Brian Wu. We couldn't solve George Kirby last night, which is disappointing, but
not crazy. I mean, that's not crazy. He's talented.
We solved Luis Castillo, though, which I'm okay with, because apparently we have rocked Castillo in the 2 games that we've played him, last year and this year. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I'm here for it. I like rocking aces. Casas looks good. The middle infield, I'm still a little iffy of. Story's still trying to get back into game action, which,
he's got me my only stolen base in fantasy so far.
He did get a stolen base. I loved watching Story run. Third base is still locked down with Devers. Mm-hmm. Catcher is still going to be a question mark. I think Kyle Teal comes...
Wait, is your catcher going to be a question mark?
I think so. Like, in terms of offensive value, I believe so. But defensively, Wong and McGuire are very, very good.
Wong hit well.
Wong can hit. He's like 260,
I thought that was your guy.
I like Connor Wong, but Connor Teal's... Or, not Connor Teal. Kyle Teal is going to be the guy that comes up in maybe June, July, depending on how well he does in AAA.
Really?
Or AA, until going into AAA. I think he might have the starting job by July.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. He was just drafted 2 years ago. And the outfield looks good. Duran needs to stop swinging at garbage. That'll come though. I think he's already got like 4 Ks. And I'm like, bro, what are we swinging?
He's young too.
He is. It was his first opening day.
How's Casas look 2 days?
Outside of getting royally screwed on balls last night.
You showed me that.
It was a 3-1 count, and the relief Andres Munoz threw 2 straight sinkers for balls that were called strikes.
I mean, they were a ball away. It's not like they touched to the line.
It was a good solid. Like it was a good solid few inches off the plate. The ump last night was kind of bad, but I'm not gonna.
Your ump was bad?
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and trash talk an umpire in game 2. But
you want to talk about our ump?
You have more of a gripe than I think I do, because the balls that Casas didn't swing at were in the exact same spot, and if the first one was called a strike,
you could make the argument
you got to swing at the second one, even if he made a oopsie doopsie, mm-hmm. like you got to swing at it.
His rookie status expired, so he's not a rookie this year. Last year he was rookie. Okay, I mean, this made like John Boy made a post on it. This made all the big baseball news. The Heim foul tip, they scored, took the lead. If you didn't see it, I mean, this was just 2 days ago. I believe it was the 9th inning. We were up. We were up 3-2. No. It was 2-2. Sorry,
yeah,
it was 2-2. Whoever was at bat, I already forget who it was. They foul tipped the ball. The ump said, what did he say? You saw it. Did he say that it was a swing and a miss? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ump said it was a swing and a miss and a wild pitch. But, I mean, in the replay, he tipped it. And everybody knew he tipped it. And it's dumb you can't review it. I mean, the ump was just wrong. This wasn't a bad call, ball strikes, like it's an opinion. The ump was wrong. He tipped it. And Jonah, instead of going to get the ball, this is his fault. Yeah. He should have gone and got it, touched the plate, sucked it up, and we should have gotten out of that inning. He started arguing with the ump, who was wrong. And they scored off that play, and it was kind of crazy. But the very next inning, first Ranger at bat, we subbed out Duran, subbed in Jankowski. Jankowski, I think he's 32.
Yeah.
He has 10 career homers. He had 1 home run last year. He hits a homer, first at bat of the season. Ball doesn't lie. We tied it back up, go to the 10th, and Heim walks it off. Like
poetic. It's poetic.
Yeah. It's as poetic as it gets. I mean, it just can't get more perfect.
It was literally the definition of ball don't lie.
It is. In both 2 times.
And I love the fact that it was Jonah that got the game-winning RBI.
The last.
Yeah, but also, stop chirping at the ump. Go get the ball.
No. Do go get the ball.
Get the ball.
I hate that. It's because it's different than chirping at the ump because the ump called a ball a strike or a strike a ball. Because at the end of the day, that's opinion. I hate that the ump was just flat out wrong. And there's proof of it.
And you can't review it.
Can't fix it. Yeah, that upsets me.
You can review all kinds of dumb stuff in baseball, but you can't review a foul tip. And I just, would you guys have closed it out in the 9th? Either way, who knows?
Well, and I was saying, does Jankowski get subbed in for Duran?
Yeah, and hit that home run.
And it's like Duran might have still been in the game. I told my parents this. I was like,
Does Jonah get the walk-off hit?
Does him being pissed kind of fuel him to get that hit? Maybe he's swinging at stuff he wouldn't usually. You don't know, but it worked out.
I don't like it that you can't review it, but
well, you've seen what you're about to probably be able to review.
Yeah.
You're about to be able to review a ball and/or strike. I think, was it once an inning or once an at bat?
I think it's once an inning, because if it was once an at bat, they could go ahead and just make baseball the way it used to be, because it would be a 6-hour game.
I do think it's once an inning.
I would, because if I'm the batter, I'm like, was that really a ball? Even if I know it's a ball, just to throw the pitcher off. Even
because you might as well use yours. Yeah, it has to be
what's
once
the
an
point?
Inning. But they're testing it out in the minors, automated strike zone, and you're gonna get to review it. So.
I kind of like the automated strike zone, but at the same time, I also don't like the automated strike zone. It's one of those things where I do like the umpires having a different umpire is going to have a different zone, and the same umpire is going to have a different zone every single night. I like the fact that you don't know what you.
It's a new game every day.
Yeah, but I also really like. Cassis would have walked in the top of the ninth last night while we were down 1 run.
Yeah.
And who knows what could happen after that.
See, I'm fine getting a review an inning. I don't want it to be fully automated because it just I get so angry when we get screwed over, but I get so happy when we screw someone else over. Yeah, and it's just a part of the game, and it always has been, and I don't want that to change.
Yeah, because I mean, of all the sports, baseball is not the one that really needs referee automating, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother podcast. But yeah, no, opening day was fun. We both got wins. Speaking
of Rangers disrespect, there's one more thing I wrote down, and I just want to mention. The Athletic, one of the biggest sports newsletters, came out with a tier list of position players, or non-pitchers, sorry, I guess batters, in the league, and they ranked them. And Corey Seager was 13th, behind Gunnar Henderson, which was crazy to me. He was 13th behind Gunnar Henderson, and I thought about injuries, but Aaron Judge was 4th. So
it wasn't a positional type thing. It was just he's the 13th best hitter in baseball?
Yeah, behind Gunnar Henderson. 13th best hitter after what he did last year.
A 2-time World Series MVP.
Yeah. He's 28. I mean...
28. Yeah. He has had a little bit of injury history. Finished second in MVP voting last year. Arguably the MVP if he's healthy all year.
Yeah, I mean, considering the MVP move. And the guy behind him was Bobby Witt. You're not sandwiched in between two new guys. It bothered me, but I feel like we get disrespected a lot. I wanted to bring it up.
I like Witt. I do
too. No,
Witt
I think he's going to have a big year.
was a little lower because I think I had Witt as my...
dark horse.
My dark horse MVP candidate.
You did.
Which apparently is not a dark horse because I've heard a lot of people saying that they think it's going to be either Julio or Bobby, and I'm like, oh, I didn't think anybody was looking at Bobby Witt.
Really?
But
wait, nobody's mentioning Corey? What, dude? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It's not like you guys just won a World Series or anything.
No. Also, Fox, ESPN, The Athletic, and MLB.com had the Astros and the Mariners finishing ahead of us.
Yep.
Both.
I've seen that too.
I'm just a little confused, and something has to be going on behind the scenes, and I don't know.
So I have a theory on that.
Yeah, please. Anything.
It's going to be because you're pitching right now.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that if you guys can sustain until Scherzer and DeGrom come back, I believe you will have a great chance of still winning that division. I still have you guys winning the division.
I agree. We are going to trade someone. I mean, we're out here watching Cody Bradford pitch day 2.
It's hard.
We're going to trade for some. We have too many bats, too. We got to get rid of them.
That too. Especially when you're wondering where Langford's going to play in every single day. It's hard to not pick you guys to repeat as AL West champions when you only got better. Like, you didn't have Scherzer for the majority of last year. And even when he came over, you didn't have Scherzer for the majority of last year.
And we're young, and all those young guys just got better.
DeGrom got 1 game.
No, he got more.
I thought he got one.
On the year?
Yeah, I thought it was
No,
only
he
one game.
pitched about 40 innings.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't. It was a month. He had
Sorry,
a month.
I was thinking Chris Sale.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, he pitched like the first month, and then he was on the IL. I do remember that now. Because I was like, well, it's time for DeGrom's yearly IL trip, and then he was just gone.
Now, I will say, a lot of those guys
Jared Walsh just hit a piss missile.
back of the first level. Nice, tied it up.
Yeah,
Langford got a single to get on base. Love that.
that's beautiful.
I
told you, I like Jared Walsh's power.
There's already like 9 hits in this game.
Yeah,
too.
we were talking off air about Jared Walsh. Walsh came up with the Angels. I had him on my fantasy team for a while. He has a lot of power. His batting average, but you've got enough average guys on your team to where you need somebody that can absolutely rake. And,
We only got one rake guy, and it's Adolis.
yeah,
I mean, Corey and Marcus can hit 30, 40, but they're also average guys.
Yeah.
This is just a pure power. Now, I told you I didn't know much about this guy.
He is a
When you said we
platoon.
got him from the Angels, it's coming back to me
yeah.
now.
He is a platoon. He'll platoon with Nate Lau.
At what?
Y'all lost Lau, didn't you?
For 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
When
okay.
Lowe comes back, he's the
So
starter.
yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know why I'm thinking
him-
of Tampa.
Him, Duran, Tavares, and maybe Langford, since he's new, they might kind of go in and out if Langford needs a break.
Because Tavares, Duran's the one that can also play first base. Isn't
Duran
he?
can play every position except for catcher and pitcher.
Which reminds me, the Yankees made a trade on opening day for John Birdie.
What is that? Who is that?
So he's the utility infielder from Miami. He's pretty much played every position except first and catcher. And then with LeMahieu going on the IL and one of the Oswaldos, not Cabrera because he's slaughtering right now, on the IL, they swung a trade for some random outfield. It was a 3-team trade with Tampa, and nobody really got anything out of it except the Yankees get Birdie, who led the league in steals in 2022. So, I mean, it's one of those, hey, this might help. At the end of the day, it's not really going to do anything for us trades because when LeMahieu comes back...
It might help, but it won't hurt.
Yeah.
Those trades are always fine.
I never really mind those trades. That just randomly sparked in my mind.
Yeah. I think if we're talking about, I guess, people on new teams, we can talk about Rhys Hoskins. You just saw that. You hadn't even seen that.
I didn't see it.
It's like the drama of today. That's like going on right now.
I had a day yesterday, and then today I've been running all over God's creation.
That's me today.
That's
me today.
So I haven't even had time to sit down and a friend of mine's been texting me all day. Hey, have you seen all the new stuff in the show?
Nope.
No, I haven't. I haven't had time to breathe in the last 2 days. He's like, what do you mean? And I was like, well, opening day was Thursday. I got to watch all the games. Friday was game 2. By the time I got home, it was time for the Red Sox to start. Mm-hmm. So today I've been running everywhere. No, I haven't had time to breathe.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just saw that Rhys Hoskins slide.
It's funny because you didn't think it was dirty like I thought you would.
I didn't.
I just hate those slides because it was obviously intentional. And
so if you haven't seen it, Hoskins slides into second very, very late to avoid a double play, to break it up, which he did. It was a late slide. I will give you that.
When it didn't need to be. I mean, that was too break up a double
need
play,
to
and I
be.
hate that. Yeah.
But also at the same time, I think a lot of the people are talking about how his ankle went into the second base, or his cleat
foot,
went into the second baseman's ankle.
Jeff McNeil.
And I think it bounced a little bit from the slide. Mm-hmm. Now, you can argue that he aimed it.
You don't know.
You don't know. It is what it is.
But
I've seen dirtier slides take out better players.
I have to. Well, one guy got punched for it, I saw.
Yeah, one guy's career ended, and it was just so happened to be my favorite player
of all time. Oh no?
Top 5.
Okay. Well, basically, McNeil started yelling at Hoskins, they were both on the ground. McNeil started yelling. Hoskins didn't start yelling back till he was, back in the dugout.
I saw a meme, and it's hilarious. I'm sorry to cut you off. It was like, It was from a New York Mets fan. It was like the typical New Yorker jawing at the Philadelphia guy who's running away from the fight, and I'm like, but he's in Milwaukee now.
Yeah, but people were like, he still has the Philly in him. You can't take the Philly out of Reese.
You can't take the Philly out of him.
But so I do think benches cleared, and that got fixed. And then today,
I saw a hot take on that too. But continue.
The Mets pitcher threw behind Hoskins. Mets pitcher got ejected, and then Hoskins went 4 for 5 with a homer today.
Yep.
So
gotta love it.
Does ball not lie? I don't know.
I mean, it's just hilarious to me that I do love that. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't love it. I do agree that retaliation's kind of crap.
What do you mean?
Like, he slid. Cool. Now we're gonna throw at his head.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's crap. If you're gonna hit him in the side or the butt. Like, don't hit him somewhere like his skull.
They threw. It was like
upper here.
Was it up there?
Yeah.
It was pretty far behind him though.
It was clear what they were doing. But I love that he went 4 for 5 with a home run after.
Well, I do too because I have him on my fantasy team.
You're welcome.
But I kind of like the retaliating from the pitchers. I'm not gonna lie.
It depends. It just
based on the situation.
For something that minuscule that I don't even think was a bad slide.
Because Jeff didn't even get hurt.
Yeah. No. Like, it just... I get it. And I know a lot of Braves fans like to talk about how the Marlins love Bean and Acuna. But, I mean, I'd hit him too, honestly. It's either hit him or watch him hit a home run.
I mean, no, what I do hate is when, like, last year, Pete Alonso was talking trash, and then they broke his wrist.
Yeah.
When Acuna gritties around the bases every 30 minutes. He's got to get his...
And
the
too small.
I hate you can't take the trash talk is crazy.
Yeah.
But I just hate the Braves, and I know you do too. And my friend was talking trash on his socials, and I was like, why are you guys surprised you won? It's the regular season. Like, of course you won.
Call them the Buffalo Bills, bro.
Yeah. Like, duh, what'd you expect?
Or the Baltimore Ravens won.
The Phillies win when it matters.
Yeah.
It matters.
I can't wait for the playoffs again just to watch the Phillies.
It's so exciting. Knock them out.
Actually, I hope it's the Dodgers this year just because of all the crap that they talked about LA going out round 1 last year. I hope the Dodgers crush them.
No, but... Oh, wait, who?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. No, but I will say I do kind of hope the Dodgers get hit out early because it'd just be so funny. I know you like them. It would just be funny.
I just have too much stock in LA. Like, I love...
You like half their players?
I love Mookie. I love Freddie.
And they're on your fantasy teams.
Yeah.
Well, it won't matter at that point.
It won't matter at that point. But, like, Mookie's my favorite player, like, top 3 all time. Freddie is probably my favorite Atlanta Brave of all time.
Non-Red Sox, or one of them.
Favorite non-Red Sox. That would actually be a good one. I don't know who that would... Barry Bonds.
Okay.
Barry Lamar.
Oh, there's the rings.
Those World Series rings are absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
So are your hats. I love the gold tee.
Our jerseys, a little underwhelming just because the blue overtakes the gold. You can't, like, I couldn't even tell we had them on earlier.
Yeah.
But we do. Like, you just can't tell.
The gold tee, I hope it stays all year.
I agree.
I think that it will, but I don't know if it's just because it's opening weekend with the ring ceremony and all that fun stuff.
We'll see. Okay, I did want to go back. I will say and give these places a little credit. You know, those places I said that had us finishing behind the Astros and the Mariners?
The Athletic, MLB, and all that.
Yeah. They all also dropped their playoff predictions, and they all had us going further than both of them, and maybe they were thinking about our pitchers coming back. Or maybe it's just because they trusted Bochy, like I have learned to. But it just upsets me how disrespected we get. Because the Astros are getting old. They're looking sloppy.
Yeah, well, I think I mentioned last podcast I hate talking anything about the Yankees. But it was fun to watch the Yankees.
Who you go for, Yankees, Astros? Who would you want to win if you have to pick?
The stadium to implode.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Of course Yankees, but I don't. You know,
I can't root for the Yankees, so I guess it would have to be the Astros.
Really?
I have Alex Bregman on my team, but I also have 2 Yankees on my team, so I don't...
You have Judge and...
Dominguez.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I don't know.
So the Yankees, now this isn't any big news, but they came back on the Astros twice, and that Soto throw was nice. I love seeing the Astros just fold like that. It's funny. It's beautiful. It's
I think
poetic.
people forget that Juan Soto has an absolute cannon.
I forgot. I was people. I won't lie.
It's so scary how like he's so like compact, but that throw is insane. He is Gold Glove defense.
Does he have one?
I believe he's won a Gold Glove.
Let's check.
I don't want to be like quoted, but I think he does have a Gold Glove. While we look that up, how's your fantasy team doing?
Good.
Good.
I also wanted to check. Gunnar almost hit for the cycle. He missed a double.
So, Gunnar was a double shy of the cycle
Yeah.
today? That's interesting.
Soto has 0 Gold Gloves. 4
Zero
Silver
Gold Gloves.
Sluggers.
Interesting.
Um,
He has not. His best OPS season was 2020. But yeah.
Fantasy's looking okay. My batters are killing it. My pitchers suck, but they're all hurt.
Big same.
So,
Same.
They're all on the 15 days, so I should get them within the month.
Mine are all out for most of the year, so
That sucks.
we're running together. My ace is Brian Bayo at this point.
That's an insane ace.
My Cy Young winner.
Honestly, I've ran through all my topics.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
baseball is back. It's running great.
I think our first episode there was
So much to dive into.
spring training, and then of course we just covered everything opening day. But every week we're gonna have dozens of games to talk about because they just play so much. I'm excited to go week to week and just look back at all the stories and remember everything and
So here's a good question for
keep
you.
up with the storylines.
Who are your top 3 performers of the games that we've seen so far?
What do you mean by that? The games I've watched, who has...
Sure, yeah. Or just based off of like looking at box scores, who do you think the best 3 players have been on opening weekend?
Best 3 players I know of on opening weekend. Man, there's so many. Do you have some already?
Mookie's one.
Okay.
Because he's got 3 home runs
He does have more games under
with
his
like
belt.
with a 646 batting average.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be all Dodgers. I'm sorry.
No, it's those 3, right?
Maybe just the Orioles offense.
I'll go with Corbin Burns.
Burns did great in his first outing as an Oriole.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Angels, but he did great.
It is the Angels. He did do great.
The only one that he didn't do great against was Trout.
Yeah.
I mean,
They did get 3 runs. I don't know where the other 2 came from, but
Trout.
was it really?
Yeah, I think they ended up saying. Don't quote me, but I looked at the box score afterwards because it was like 11-3, and I was like, yeah, I'm done watching this game. Or 11-1, and I was done watching, and it was. They said Trout was the only one that got any hits. So I mean, must have come off of walks, and then Trout drove him in or something. I don't know. But
Best performer of the Rangers opening game was probably Nico Horner. From what I saw, I think he went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He had a good game, and man, he had a hit that was half a foot from the foul pole.
yeah, no, I like Nico. I like Nico a lot. That Cubs lineup's going to be a little sneaky.
It is a little sneaky, and you know what? I was also looking at the Giants, and I know I was high on them the other week, but theirs is also pretty good. I can't lie.
It's pretty sneaky. There's a lot of good sneaky lineups. Brewers can be sneaky good. I think our batting lineup's sneaky. It just all depends on pitching.
It is. Y'all's is sneaky too. I like y'all's, honestly.
We've got 2 guys at corner infield that can hit for 30. When Vaughn Grissom comes back, I mean,
Totally forgot about him.
he could
be
hit
cool.
15. He's got a solid bat. Story, if Story gets to form, I think Story could do really well.
He's only, what, 31?
Yeah, but them knees are like 40.
Yeah.
It just all depends. The lineups, and I mean we're talking 2 games here. You know,
Exactly.
it's hard to. I mean, I'm sure the Dodgers think they're gonna go 160 and
They have 1 loss.
yeah,
right?
1 loss, so 161-1
Not the
at this
math.
point. Math is hard,
I
man.
know.
But I've already seen some Red Sox fans talking about we need to demote this player, or and I'm just like, bro, it's 2 games.
People were already upset at Bochy, and I was like, did you not learn?
Now I will say your opening day lineup was a little weird.
It was weird.
But I mean,
Well, okay, you know what I think I figured out in my head? I think I'm fully confident that it was a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Because when we brought up Evan Carter, we popped him in the third spot immediately. And I think he's trying to get Young and Langford confident, so we put them high up.
It's fair.
Just to boost their confidence. And Carter's already had his confidence boosted. He's a champ. So that's why he was down at 8. Champ.
I mean, technically, so is Josh Young. Josh Young's a champ.
Yeah, no, he is, but he got hurt,
younger,
and he started doing bad again in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So, but Carter's back up at the 3 hole.
Yeah.
Young's at the 5. Langford's at the 4, I think, or the 6. I think this is what it'll look like most of the year.
Which is, I mean,
that's fair.
What else would you experiment on opening day? What? Who cares?
Exactly.
Like, y'all could go 0-162, like theoretically, and I don't quote me, but I believe your fan base would be happy.
Yeah, I mean,
because you just won a World Series.
1 year removed, you're not gonna like. Everybody loves Bochy. Everybody loves every player. I'm so happy. Like, I am more invested into this team than any other Dallas team just because I know our potential. El Bombi.
Adolis just hit a 2-run bomb.
But
beautiful.
I mean, I'm just so happy, and I think this high will last for a while. Can't lie.
I mean, like I said, I love World Series more than I love any other trophies, just because it's, in my opinion, it's harder to get.
It's such a long stretch.
It is, and it's. I don't know about you, but it's hard for me to invest in anything for 163 things. But it's
plus playoffs,
plus spring training and all that. But it's fun to invest in it. Like,
and there's so many stats and things to dive into in fantasy, and there's just so much.
Like, we were so bad last year, but I watched almost every single game. Because I was invested in the future of the team because, Bayo's up. What's Bayo going to do? Oh, okay. Well, we just called up Tristan Casas. What's he going to do? Oh, great. Duran's back up. How's he going to play
And now you get a full season with all these guys.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
And you'll be happy you watched, too, because you'll just know more about them.
Yeah, and, like...
There she goes.
Now, granted, I've followed Tristan Casas for a while, because he's been on my minor league squad in our dynasty league forever. But, it's just... It's fun to invest. Especially when you don't know what your team is doing. Because...
Everything's a surprise. Everything's new.
We've been a rebuild for the last 4 years, even though they said this is the last year of our rebuild.
Okay, I mean, that was us for a decade. After we went to the World Series... It was just rebuild after rebuild, and it was a failure after a failure, and nobody would invest money. So when Chris Young came on the screen right now, we finally started to do what we should have been doing.
Well, we won a World Series in 18. We were solid in 19. We traded Mookie in 20, which triggered the rebuild. And then they said, by 2022 we'll be competitive. Nobody could have expected 2020. I mean, that was what it was. With the half season and all that.
Yeah.
That was barely baseball. 21 came, we were awful. I was like, okay, well, this is the year we spend in free agency. We don't. 22 comes, we're terrible. 21 was the year that we went to the ALCS and lost to the Astros.
Oh, yeah.
Who then lost to the Braves in the World Series that I could care less about.
I agree.
Because that was Kyle Schwarber, and that was Dancing with
Dancing
on Our Own.
I remember that.
Yeah. That was a good year.
Yeah.
I did like that year.
Yeah.
I forgot. Kyle Schwarber was fun for us.
He was fun. He's still fun. He's just
I love Kyle Schwarber. He just
190 average, 50 homer hitting guy.
With a 360 OBP.
Yeah.
You gotta love it because it doesn't make any sense. His batting line makes no sense.
It doesn't, but
ever.
I love it. He's what Joey Gallo should have been.
Yeah.
And I love Gallo.
Gallo's GOAT. I love Gallo. He was always good for 40 homers a year.
He was all we had to lean on back in those scrappy days. 2017, 18, 19. He was my favorite player.
But I think the 21 season changed it because I think the management was like, hey, we were supposed to be in a rebuild, and we just made the ALCS, and then we didn't spend in 22. And then they're like, oh, well, 23 is going to be the year. And then 23 comes and goes, and then we get all these broken promises in the offseason about, oh, we'll spend money. We've got a lot of money to spend. We'll get pitching.
Of course.
And then, like, after that report comes out a week later, they're like, oh, well, that was all misconstrued. We're still in a rebuild. And I'm like, when are we not rebuilding? Like, we're a top 3 market in sports. We don't need to be rebuilding. We need to be building.
You don't need to rebuild for more than a year.
Yeah, like, if we miss the playoffs in 1 year, cool. We shouldn't be doing it multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think we're going to miss the playoffs for the 3rd straight year.
I think y'all will too. I think y'all get in the 80s with wins.
I still think we win 90 games.
90?
Yeah.
You think you miss the playoffs because the AL's just that
Stacked.
good? Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you've got the Orioles that are going to win the division. They won 110 games last year.
I'm still not sure about the Rays, man. I'm just
I think, we talked about it, and I said we would finish bottom of the division. I went and looked at that Rays roster and watched them play the first 2 games. You might be right. We might finish above the Rays.
Yeah.
And depending on how the Yankees roll
y'all could finish above them. Y'all could seriously be 3rd. I don't think y'all will be... But the Blue Jays always find a way to screw it up. I don't think y'all come in 2nd. I think you could maybe get 3rd.
Well, there's 6 teams in the playoffs, right? You've got your 3 division winners and 3 wild cards. Mm. We're not going to be better than the Orioles. We're not going to beat y'all. We're not going to beat... I mean, you've got 3 locked up with the Twins / whoever wins the Central.
Exactly.
Texas, or whoever wins the West, sorry. And then Baltimore or Toronto.
Yeah.
And then...
Toronto has the talent.
Yeah, so you've got those 3. You automatically add in Houston, unfortunately.
And maybe Seattle. There's so many question marks.
Is a very big possibility.
Maybe the Yankees.
Toronto, the Yankees. I mean, like...
The Rays, I mean, if we were wrong about the Rays, they could...
we're not going to be a top 10 team in the AL. So, if we are a top 10 team, if we're a top 6 team in the AL, something went right.
Yeah, or some crazy trades happened.
Or just all of the young pitchers just came out looking like aces.
No, I mean, I could see y'all's bats going crazy, and then y'all trade for a big pitcher at the deadline, and that really just, like, boosts you guys up. I could see that happening.
The crazy part is the trade market at the deadline is going to be insane for starting pitchers because it's such a need every year.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think y'all need to be active on the market. You're getting 2 starting pitchers back at the deadline.
Yeah.
2 aces, actually, at the deadline.
And Playoff Evaldi
is God tier.
Yeah.
9 innings in relief against the Yankees. I will never, ever, ever have a bad word to say about Nate Evaldi.
I love that. I mean, he's our ace right now. I mean, he's such a hard worker. He's a good leader. Love that
It's
guy.
so crazy to think he's going to be a 3.
It is.
When your pitching staff is healthy.
I think he's better than Scherzer. Scherzer wasn't good last year.
He's going to be the 3, though. He'll be behind DeGrom and Scherzer.
You think he'll be behind Scherzer? No, he was ahead of Scherzer last year. But we traded for Scherzer.
Yeah. So you just kind of inserted him in. But I think, like, in terms of where every 5 days, I think it would be DeGrom, Scherzer, Evaldi, whatever else y'all
John
have
Gray,
left.
Dane Dunning, maybe Cody Bradford.
Depends on how Bradford does, yeah.
I mean, great first inning. His second inning sucked, and now he's doing good again.
Yeah,
talking about this
solid.
game right here.
So I mean, who knows? So I think y'all need to leave the market out. Let somebody like us that needs a starting pitcher go after it.
See, but we just have too many bats. What are we gonna do? We can't just keep them. We might as well go get a pitcher.
Flip it for something that needs an upgrade.
Like what?
I don't know. Who's your? You need a new first baseman. Go get Paul Goldschmidt. Go get Goldschmidt or something.
He was a silver.
I don't know.
He's old. Nate Lowe was a silver slugger 2 years ago.
I like Nate Lowe.
And he's only 27.
Yeah.
And I mean, his OBP was.
Go get a catcher. Go get JT Realmuto or
all-star catcher. It's hard.
Go get Mitch Garver.
Oh man, I honestly, he just didn't have a spot this year, but I love that guy.
He
saved us in some games. How has he done? I haven't looked.
He hit pretty solid against us, which I hate. It's crazy that he went interdivisional.
I forgot he went there. Yeah, that is crazy. So we'll see him soon.
Yeah, y'all see him a lot. And they were talking about that too in the in our game. We traded. We swung some random trade for a relief pitcher for Seattle, and he was pitching against Seattle, and they're like, he was pitching his first at bat was against the catcher, and they're like, What do you think this is like for the catcher? Because he caught the pitcher constantly. So he knows, like, the ticks, all of the stuff that's, like, going on. Do you think that makes him more confident? Or, like, do you think it would confuse him not knowing where they're going? And
Exactly.
I've never thought of that before. Like,
baseball is the most mind game sport of
It
any sport
is.
that I know. And I love that, too.
it is, because...
It leaves so many questions for us to think about, and that's fun.
And I love questions. I love answering questions, especially about baseball.
Yeah.
So leave your questions in the comments below.
Drop a like, too. We got a couple of likes. I was surprised.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, all that fun stuff.
You guys can literally comment anything. What
Yeah.
we want to talk about. Your hot takes. If you think one of us are dumb. Just let us know something.
Hot takes. That reminds me. I did see a tweet last night about the bench clearing brawl, but I didn't correlate it. Somebody said that everybody from the bullpen that runs out from the bullpen to the brawl should be fined $10,000.
Why?
I don't know. They're like, well, would you fine the players from the dugout $10,000? They're like, no, it's shorter to run, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Now my mom thinks that the people that run from the bullpen just do it to look good. Like they know that the fight will be over, so they're just kind of slow jogging. Gotta go support.
Gotta go get my cardio in. When in reality, you can let the infielders and outfielders brawl right here.
Yeah.
Just let the bullpens run at each other.
Oh, they step out of the bullpen and just go at it.
Step out of the bullpen.
I would
and charge
love
each
that. I would love that. Like they're fighting, we gotta fight.
Yeah, screw it, and then just the bullpens start like acting up.
Oh, wait, I mean, yay.
Oh, Walsh just hit
2 for 2.
Yeah, home run.
Cycle alert. I don't know.
Yeah, no. He's a home. He ain't gonna get you a triple. I promise you. That man's slow.
No, someone would have to screw up bad. They tore their ACL on the throw.
Their arm just disintegrates when they try to throw it.
Nice contact.
Yeah, no.
Jeez.
I think you're gonna really like Walsh.
Dude, okay. I need to look into him more. I don't know when we got him or how, but
it was relatively recent because I think he was just a free agent signing a couple days ago, actually.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they didn't. They just LA didn't have any room for him with Shanuel coming up or already up.
LA has room for everything. They suck.
Yeah, dude. What's the score to the Orioles game today? It was like 28 to
12-3, I think.
12-3.
Yeah, 28.
28-3. No, it's just insane to me because they're such. I posted this on Facebook the other night, and I guess I don't have the right friends on Facebook that care about baseball. I was like, the Angels are a poverty franchise. They're so bad. They're so
in such
bad.
a big market with the biggest star in baseball for the past decade and a half.
I saw a funny picture of Shohei and Trout together from spring training, and somebody was like, imagine putting those two on a team and how many World Series they would win.
I love whenever someone leaves and they're like, I cropped this guy in this jersey, just see what it looked like. I cropped Shohei in an Angels jersey, just see what it looked like.
And it's just, we could have a whole podcast about how terrible the Angels are.
Yep, we could.
And just the stupid moves that they've made since they've won the World Series in 05. Or 02.
Yeah.
05. 05 was the White Sox.
Another poverty franchise.
Poverty. Hate them.
Oh, I think we're about done.
Yeah,
here.
I think we're rambling at this point.
I do too. Well, I'm going to watch this Rangers game. We're winning 4-2, bottom of the fourth.
Got Josh Young on third.
I'm excited to go week to week just because there's so many storylines to keep up with. I can't wait to talk about it with you and everybody else.
Yeah, with the listeners. Keep listening. We appreciate it. Give us feedback. What you want to...
Please do.
What can we do better to make you guys enjoy us more? Or what are some topics that you want us to talk about? We'll hit pretty much anything. Anything baseball related, obviously. We're not going to talk about...
No ballet.
Yeah. I mean, I know a little bit about some ballet.
Do you?
The weekly Hey Taylor Swift, come on my podcast.
Oh, yeah, Taylor.
Come on the podcast, Taylor.
Okay.
We love you.
That segment's done.
So, yeah, no. So find us on socials, the Instas, the Twitters, the Facebooks. I'm on Instagram at EricJames423, on the Twits at EJ423X. We have a Twitter in the making. I made a Twitter for the podcast and got suspended within 5 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't
for
know that was a
following
thing.
too many.
They think you're a bot. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I unsuspended it,
Oh, okay.
and then they suspended it again.
Oh.
And I'm just like, okay.
Maybe
So
just
I deleted the account.
That's fine.
And I'm gonna restart the account. I have a Gmail set up for us and all that because
Perfect.
maybe someday we'll do a fan Q&A.
That'd be cool. You can follow me at Jake Billingsley. That's all I got. Instagram.
Yeah, all you got's the Insta because Astros fans got you suspended.
They did. It was crazy. That can be a story for another day.
I don't know that I've ever heard the story, so we'll actually have
That'll
to
be
dive
good next
into
week.
that.
Okay, good.
You know what? How about next week? Let's talk about.
How much we hate the Astros?
Well, yeah, but I think we've already made like 14 trash can jokes.
Yeah. I'll make 14 more.
Let's talk about bad fan experiences.
Oh, well, you got one. My dad just talked about one with me last night.
I have so many from Atlanta.
No, I have one at
So
Yankee
many.
Stadium.
Oh, well, yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
excited to talk about that. That's a good topic.
No, we've got. I've got some insane topics about that.
I've got 3 or 4.
I have at least 3 or 4. So yeah, that's a good topic.
That is good. Good idea. We'll hit that next week.
We'll hit that next week.
Thank you guys for watching. 1,
Or
2, 3,
listening.
double play. Yeah, or listening. I mean, we really just sit here.
Yeah.
I thought about eating my chips, but
Please don't.
we'll see you next week. We haven't locked down a day of the week yet.
Yeah.
Have we or have we not? No, we'll keep you guys updated. But comment. Thank you for listening. Please tune in next week, and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Later.
Adolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carey.